Do you know who Petty Phoenix and Blaec Lammers are? Well, you're about to know. She made this Valentine's video talking about how her boyfriend, who was in jail for 13 years, just proposed on Valentine's Day, and that had people wondering, who is this guy? He was convicted at 20 years old at trying to shoot up a movie theater and to also shoot up a Walmart. He had bought two AR-15s that he was going to use with 400 rounds of ammunition. The reason why he was caught is because his mother had found a receipt for the two guns and the bullets in his jeans and knew that he was off his medication because he is diagnosed and taking antipsychotics at the time to handle his diagnoses, which we now know is BPD, anti-personality disorder or something, and he also has autism. This was also at a time where a shooting at a movie theater had just happened. As you can see up here, there was a shooting in Aurora, Colorado, and it was during the latest Batman movie, and that killed 12 people. This guy, Blaec, had bought a ticket to see Twilight. The last Twilight, by the way, the last movie. And I don't know about you, but he doesn't really look like a Twilight fan to me, so I don't know. Blaec, maybe you can make a video on your joint account and talk to us about how you're obsessed with Twilight, and that you actually seen all the Twilights, and you plan to go to this Twilight, this last screening of the last movie, and you'd already seen all the other Twilight movies and you just loved it. I would love to know why you were going to a screening of Twilight right after buying 2 guns and 400 rounds of ammunition. Now, the story on Blaec's side is that he had actually bought the 2 guns because he really loved his dad. He loved hanging out with his dad, and at one point they stopped having bikes to go biking together. So at one point he decided, I'm gonna buy these 2 guns, these 2 AR-15s, and we're gonna go hang out with them and stuff, and that'll be awesome. And so he had actually planned to give one of the guns to his dad so that they could do whatever you do with that together. So this CNN reporter had actually talked to Blaec in jail. This was written a couple years after the incident occurred. So their story on that Blaec was just buying the guns to hang out with his dad could have just come from Blaec himself, and if that's the case, I don't know if I really trust him. The CNN article also says very empathetically that most commonly people with mental illness are more likely to be victims of crimes than to perpetrate them themselves. But in this interesting article, his own parents said that looking at Elliot Rogers, they could see that the mental health system is broken and that these latest mass murder shootings are occurring because people are mentally ill and they're going unchecked in a broken system, which I wholeheartedly agree with. What I didn't like about the CNN article is that they're positioning it as a thing where